Okay, this is question 2 from the 2018 WJC additional maths paper. It says factorise 14x squared minus 5x minus 1, hence solve the equation with the same expression equal to 0. So if I know I have to factorise a cubic, I'm going to set up my grid. In my grid, I'm going to put my x squared term in the top left and my constant in the bottom right. That's these two. And I'm going to use those two numbers to help me find the amount of x's which are going to go in there. So I'm going to do 14 times negative 1 is negative 14. And my two values that are going to go in here, I'm going to multiply to give negative 14 and add to give negative 5. So if I just deal with numbers that multiply to give 14 first, 1 and 14, 2 and 7, then because they're negative, I know that one of them has to be positive and one of them has to be negative. And because they add to give a negative overall, it means the larger digit has to be the negative one. So if I put those in there, we can see that the pair that add up to give negative 5 are going to be those two. So those are going to be my x terms. It doesn't matter which one I put where. So let's put plus 2x and minus 7x. So now you can see we got the 14x squared, the minus 5x, and the minus 1. Okay, now we're going to start looking at factorising on the top row. So if we start with the numbers, we got 14 and 2, both have a common factor of 2. X squared and x both have a common factor of x. That was like a little puzzle as we go through. So we know 2x times this value is 14x squared. Well, that's going to be 7x. And then 2x times this value will give me positive 2x, which is going to be plus 1. And then down here, I notice that 7x multiplied by this value is negative 7x. So that is going to be negative 1. And just to check, negative 1 multiplied by positive 1 should give me negative 1. It does, so I can be pretty confident that I factorised correctly. So, my factorising is 2x minus 1. 7x plus 1. That's it factorised. Now I can deal with this hence part. So if I put that equal to 0, I can now say that either the 2x minus 1 has to be 0, in which case it will be 0 multiplied by something, which will automatically give me 0, or the other bracket, the 7x plus 1, has to be 0. Because then we'd have something multiplied by 0, which would give me 0. And if I solve these two equations, so on the first one, I add 1 to both sides, and then divide both sides by 2, I get x is a half. And on this one, if I take 1 off both sides, and divide by 7, I get negative 1/7. Okay, and those are our possible solutions.